Hi, I'm Bonnie Spindler, the Victorian specialist. I'm here in front of 1030 Run through 1037 Divisadero. This property is right in the middle of San Francisco, and it is a lovely estate, the type of thing that you really don't see very often. One of the nods to modernity is this épée deck. You see all of the porch furniture and barbecue pit and lemon trees that only a California deck can produce. It allows you to see little twinkling downtown light views and the local shops and the median strip trees that are all decorated with lights. It's quite charming, and it's a lovely outside space. This house was built by John White Morsehead. He came here as a teenager with his brother Philip. They came from England, and England was having a really severe problem with hunger. They were digging up roots in order to eat, and they couldn't sustain themselves, so they came to the United States. At first, they landed in Sacramento, where they started and learned a livery business. Now, for people who don't know what livery is, it's like today's taxi cab companies, only with horses. The livery and stables would take care of your horse, and it would bring around when you needed it. Or if you couldn't afford a horse, you could rent a horse. They also had very, very fancy carriages, and San Francisco was known as having the very best carriages on call in the United States, better than New York. So John White Morsehead made so much money in the livery business that he built this house. It took him 3 years to construct the house and the carriage house for his family and children. By the time he completed the house, he had bought some land in California and discovered there was oil on it. So later in life, he became a multimillionaire in the oil business. Let's go inside and see what creativity and what high-tech touches that the Morseheads used even back then in 1880. Remember that when this house was built, there was no electricity, everything was gaslight. Everyone traveled by horse, and so you would have heard horse and carriages clopping down the street outside, no cars. The changes that this house has seen over the last 130 years is quite astonishing. And so let's see that how the modern technology has kept up with the house, and the house has remained flexible throughout its history. For 3 years, Morsehead managed the project as he lived around the corner and could walk over every day to make sure things were going okay. He added lots of details like the dental work, moldings, trims, incredible hardwood floors, ceiling medallions, bay windows. Everything was set up for gracious living, for calm, for respite, for relaxation. In 1881, Spring Hill Water Company turned on the water to this house, and it was officially their new home. Refined Victorian society entertained at home. They spent a lot of time coming a calling, having their carriages brought up in front, and bringing people inside and talking, conversation, games, music. In most occasions, they would move to the dining room and have a formal dinner. This dining room would easily sit 20 for dinner. And you see the Victorian wallpaper here, Lincrusta, an 8-foot dado, which is gorgeous with a picture hanging hook above that. When this house was originally built, it had gas lights. And so you can just imagine the warm flickering light of the gas light. It wasn't until 1925 that most American homes had electricity. So this house would have been gas, as far as the lighting, gas fireplaces, and of course, gas cooking. No place is technological change seen more than in the kitchen. This kitchen has been completely transformed since the Victorian era. We have a Melee dishwasher, a jade stove, sub-zero refrigerator, but most importantly, San Franciscans love their coffee. We have a built-in Melee coffee maker, my favorite. perfect for the COVID family sheltering in place. Let's go upstairs. We can see bedrooms, Zoom rooms, offices, and a few adult decompression places for people who really have got a lot going on at home and they need a place to relax. Let's go check it out. Welcome to this Victorian's private spaces. The Victorians were all about public spaces for entertaining and private spaces at home. They had a lot of games, knitting, and home activities. The people who lived here most recently had this beautiful bar made. They were into the ritual of cocktails, and they had all their own recipes. They made their own simple syrups and bitters. They used the kitchen to the right over here to actually grow lemons and limes, to distill different unguents and additives for their cocktails. It was elaborate, it was beautiful, it's relaxing, it's peaceful, and it attaches to their master bedroom. What a spectacular master bedroom is this. It's got bay window with window seats in it so you can look at City Hall and the twinkling lights of San Francisco. It's got a lot of light all the way around and a huge closet, hardwood floors, and fireplace. You can spend a lot of quality time sleeping here. As we wander through the rest of the house, you'll see Bradbury and Bradbury wallpaper, Lincrusta, antique dressers that have been turned into sinks, incredible bathrooms that you can luxuriate for hours, an office, kids' rooms, a guest bedroom, just so much to see. Downstairs, there's also a gigantic garage with an art studio or workshop. So at the beginning of this video, I told you that the owner had a livery. And so what would any livery owner be without its own carriage house? So behind me is a 2-story carriage house with parking, and it has 2 units in it, a 2-bedroom apartment and a 1-bedroom apartment, and a garage and washer dryer. Just when you thought this house couldn't get any cooler, you add an entirely other building. Now, that doesn't even include the front garage, the fountain, the deck, or the view. So what are you waiting for? So as you've seen, 1031 Divisadero is no ordinary house. In fact, it's like 2 houses on a double lot with 16 rooms and 7 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and 4 kitchens and a workshop and 8-car parking. It's an astonishing place, especially in the center of San Francisco. If you'd like to see the house, please give us a call. I'm Bonnie Spindler, the Victorian specialist, or you can look us up online, bonniespindler.com. Thank you so much for tagging along, and we'd love to show it to you.